Hello everyone, welcome to this week's session. I hope everyone is feeling well and ready to move on the mat with us this Sunday. So the day that you receive this is actually my birthday. So today's session is going to be in celebration of my birthday, if I can say. We're just going to be flowing around, moving around, playing with a few poses that I really like. So sorry to make it about me. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good session. I hope everyone enjoys. I must say, I do think you'll need your blocks and straps, especially your strap. So grab a hold of a tie or a belt or a strap, whatever you have. We're going to be grabbing our toes and straightening our legs. So if you know that you can't grab your toe and straighten your leg, then you'll use your strap around your foot and straighten there. The blocks, I'm not so sure, but definitely the strap. All right. Do you want to come say hi?
Hi!
These are my nieces. Maybe one day they'll feature in one of our sequences. All right. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's everything. Let's get started. So as usual, we'll become present, centering ourselves in this moment, becoming ready to just move and just to be with ourselves. So bringing your mind into your space, whatever your space may be. And then bringing your mind into your body, relaxing through the body, making sure that you're not holding any unnecessary tension anywhere. Breathing. Relaxed all through the body, and now we come to the breath, bringing attention to the breath, feeling the air as it moves in and out through the body, feeling what your body does for you automatically without you even being conscious. And then with our presence, starting to set our intention for the practice ahead. And then now we start to really become more conscious of how we're breathing and starting to deepen the breath. So really inhaling, and as we inhale, we expand the belly, allowing as much oxygen into the body as we can. And as we exhale, we pull the belly back in towards the spine, pushing the air out of the lungs. Once again, as we inhale, expanding the belly, and feel the lungs expand, feel the back expand. And as you exhale, the lungs come down, the back comes back to normal, and lastly, the belly comes back towards the spine, pushing the air out of the lungs. Taking deep breaths. Feeling the body becoming oxygenated. Feeling the fresh air rejuvenating the body, energizing the body. Bringing the hands to the sides, and on our next inhale, we're going to come up with the arms. And as we exhale, we bring the hands down to the heart. And again, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, the right hand comes down and the left arm comes over the body. You don't have to come into the deepest possible side stretch. Just coming into a side stretch. Breathing. Seeing if you can look up from under the armpits. And then inhale, come back up. Back to seated, inhale, arms up. And then on our exhale, the left hand comes over. And now we stretch over, stretching through the right side of the body. Same thing here, looking up from under the armpits. Breathing. Don't have to go into your deepest possible stretch. And then we inhale, come up and over. Next up, we're going to go forward. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, leaning forward into a seated forward fold. Reaching your fingers forward. And my doggy thinks I'm reaching for him. Breathing. Inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet. The head comes up last, and then all that we're going to do is we're going to swap the feet. Same thing we did last time. But here we're going to feel a bit of a different stretch through the hips. So again, inhale, arms up, grow tall. And then exhale, coming forward, dropping hands. And stretching nicely through the hips, through the back. Breathing. Taking some nice deep breaths into any and every part of the body in which you feel the stretch. And then on your next exhale, we walk the hands back once again. And then now we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And then I want us to just come into a child's pose. So again, stretching through the back, come into a wide-legged child's pose. Really stretching through the hips. Reaching the fingers forward. You can come up onto your fingertips if you'd like. Breathing. See if you can look up from under the left armpit. So dropping the right armpit down. And then going to the other side. Dropping the opposite armpit down. And then inhale, look up in your child's pose. So pressing the chest down to the floor. And then inhale, come up. And coming straight into our downward dog. Walking the feet. Stretching through the backs of the legs, really pressing the palms into the floor. And as we walk through the leg, pressing one heel into the floor at a time. Doesn't matter if it doesn't actually get to the floor. It's the intention that matters. Breathing. And then pressing the heels both into the floor, and then we're going to bring both heels over to the left side. And then over to the right side. Left side again. Right side again. Just stretching through the side of the body, and then come back to neutral. And then step the foot in between the hands. Inhale, up with the arms into our high lunge. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Feeling the stretch through our hip flexor. Having our knee directly above our ankle. We don't want our knee to pass our ankle. Breathing. Inhale up here, grow tall. On your exhale, you're going to bring your hands down to your heart into a twist. So your left elbow onto your right. See if you can look up in your twist. If you can't, you're going to look down to the floor or to the side. Breathing. Have your strap nearby. We're not going to use it now, but just have it close. What we're going to do next is a bit tricky. You're going to come forward and then you're going to try to float this back foot off the floor, straighten the front leg, bring the left hand onto the floor or onto a block, and then the right hand comes up into our twisted half moon pose. Breathing. Once again, see if you can look up. And then have your strap nearby. We're going to come forward with the back leg, so with the left leg. If you have your strap, wrap it around the foot. Otherwise, grabbing your foot with your two-piece fingers. Ooh, don't fall. And then we stretch the front leg. And here we'll see if we can look back. So we're in a standing twist, grabbing onto our one foot. And then open up the leg, so bring the leg out to the side. So I'm going to turn around to face you so you can see. So we came from, so we came from our foot facing front, then we come over to the side. Try not to do it too fast. Yeah. And then I'm going to come back to the top of my mat. From there, we're going to move into a yogic squat. So you're going to drop the foot behind you slightly, not a lot. Turn the foot inward and then squat down into your yogic squat. Make sure you've got a good distance with your feet. If both heels can't touch the floor, that's okay. You can be up on your toes, but if your heels can touch the floor, then push them down towards the floor. I like to sway side to side in this pose, so you're welcome to join me if you like. Breathing. Now bringing the hands out to the outsides of the feet. Here it can be helpful to have blocks or pillows underneath the hands. And then we're going to sway side to side. And then sort of see where your hands are. Inhale, straighten the legs. And then try to get the feet into the same line as where the hands were. And then we relax down, relaxing the head down. Breathing. And then we're going to go into a twist here as well. So we're going to place the left hand underneath our faces. And then inhale. Come up with the right arm into a twist. Breathing. And then exhale, release the right hand down, and then we're going to pivot around. And then now our left foot is in front of us. Inhale, arms up into our high lunge on the other side. Breathing. So here we're going to do what we did again, just obviously now on the other side. So taking deep breaths here. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, bringing the hands down to your heart, and then we twist. So the right elbow onto the left knee. Breathing. Once again, make sure you've got your strap nearby. Get ready. And then we're going to kick off this back leg slightly. Come forward, straighten the front leg, drop the right arm down, left arm comes up. Breathing. Grab a hold of your strap if you need it. Bring the right leg inward. And then you're gonna grab a hold of the toes, straighten the leg, and the other hand comes behind you. Breathing. And then we're gonna straighten out the leg and the arm. So the leg comes out to the side, arm to the side. And then we release the foot, step it behind us slightly, turn the front foot inward, come back into our yogic squat. Taking some nice deep breaths. I think we can use this as a bit of a rest. And here we're going to be using our elbows to push the knees out, really opening up through the hips. Make sure you're sitting up tall. You're not leaning inward with the spine. You're not hunching the back. Crown of the head is pointing up to the sky. Sitting up tall. Breathing. And then here again, bringing the hands out. And then see where your hands are. Inhale, lift up the bum. Heel toe the feet out towards the hands. And then this time we're going to do the other side. So first just leaning forward. Taking a breath here. And then now we place the right hand underneath our faces, so in the center. Feet are pointing inward. And then left hand comes up into our twist. Breathing. And then now we're going to be doing a little bit more in this pose. So bringing down the left hand, interlace the fingers behind the back, straighten the arms. If you'd like to bring your feet out even more, you may. Inhale, and then on your exhale, dropping the back, bringing the arms overhead. This is definitely one of my favorite poses. Really bringing the arms overhead as much as you can. And trying to keep the palms of the hands close to one another. So we're not opening the arms, opening up the hands. We're holding onto the hand as if you're holding onto somebody's hand and you don't want to let go. Breathing. Getting that nice stretch through the shoulders. And then we're going to inhale, come up, halfway. Exhale, release the hands. And then just gently coming down onto our knees. Taking a breath here. And then we're going to give ourselves some love. So bring the hands forward. So the palms are facing, the fingers are facing forward. And then you're going to inhale, bring the arms out. Exhale, right arm comes underneath, left arm on top. Give yourself a nice big hug. And then on your next exhale, you drop your chin to the chest. And then just allow the back to round slightly. Feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders, especially if you've got tense shoulders and a tense upper back. And then inhale, arms come back out. Exhale, now the left hand comes underneath. Inhale here, and then on our exhale, dropping the chin, rounding the back, and breathing. and then opening up, and then come sideways on your mat if you're on sideways already, and then placing the knees directly below the hips. Fingers come forward, and then we drop the chest forward into our puppy pose. Breathing. Here as well, you can come onto your fingertips, bringing the chest down, and if you'd want even more, you can bring blocks underneath the hands and then come onto the fingertips on the blocks. Breathing. Inhale, on our exhale we round the spine, come forward, dropping onto our bellies, and then leave the hands where they are, pushing yourself up into a variation of our cobra pose. Feeling the back rounding slightly, and then drop the chest down onto the floor, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, now we push up all the way into our proper cobra, and if you'd like to go into your upward dog, lifting up the heel, lifting up the knees. Breathing. And then exhale, tucking the toes, coming into our downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look in between the hands. Exhale, step, walk or jump feet in between hands, and then come over into your seated pose, however you'd like. And then we're going to come forward on the mat and lean over onto our backs. Just taking a rest, not yet into our proper corpse pose, but just taking a rest before we move on. All right, then we bring the right knee into the chest. Inhale, exhale, bring up the head, give yourself some love, giving yourself a nice tight hug. Gotta give yourself some love on your birthday, you know. And then dropping the head, bring the knee up above the hip, bring the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Right arm comes out, inhale, and on your exhale, we twist. So for those of us who are very familiar with this pose, we often tend to try to rush through it because, I mean, we know what we need to do. So, you know, bringing up the knee and then we twist immediately. And I have no objection to that, but I just want us to make sure that when if we do that, we make sure to move with our breath. So on our exhale, we come into our twist. Very important. And then inhale, lifting the knee up from the other side. And then we're going to open up the knee, so dropping it out. Taking some nice deep breaths. And then bring the knee back up, and then we can bring the knee into our chest, grab onto the outside of the foot, and then pulling the foot into our armpit, so we're going into a half happy baby. Take some deep breaths here, enjoy it. I often like to sway side to side in my happy baby, but in the half happy baby it's not so easy. But if you'd like to just move the foot around to change the stretch a little bit, you may. And then we can release the foot, and then we go onto the other foot. So first we hug in the knee, inhale, and on our exhale we bring the head up, giving ourselves a nice big hug. And then release the head down. Bring the knee directly above the hip, left hand out, right arm to the outside of the knee. Inhale, and on our exhale, we twist. breathing, really enjoying your twist here. Making sure both shoulder blades are grounded. Looking towards the opposite hand, so the head is looking the opposite direction from the knee. Really relaxing. And then inhale, coming up with the knee, and then opening up all the way to the other side. You can do whatever you'd like with the other hand now, so the right hand in this case. I often like to place it on my other hip to make sure the hip is not going towards the foot, because we're trying to open up the hip here. And then bringing the knee back up, bringing the knee into the chest, holding on to the outside of the left foot, and then bringing the foot up, pulling the knee into the armpit. Breathing. And then releasing the foot, stretching it out. And then here we can relax into our Shavasana. If it's cold where you are, placing a blanket over the body. Otherwise, just resting, having the feet laying open, palms facing upward, shoulders away from the ears, lifting up the head, bringing the chin in, and dropping the head back down so we elongate through the back of the neck. Doing a quick scan through the body, making sure that the entire body is completely relaxed, sinking down into the floor, surrendering to gravity. And then after we've done our scan, just relaxing, focusing on the present moment. And in this present moment, all that we are doing is laying on the floor and breathing. So we focus on the breath. And if you find that the mind wanders away from the breath, simply acknowledging that the mind has wandered and bringing it back to the breath. And then if you'd like to stay here for longer, please do. Otherwise, starting to work out the body by wiggling through the fingers and toes, flopping the feet side to side and the head side to side. And whenever you feel ready, bringing up the knees. We turn over onto one side. And then gently pushing ourselves up off the floor and coming to seated. Bringing the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, the hands come down to your heart. And again, inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands down to your heart. And one last time, big breath. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Take some time to reflect back on the intention that you may have set at the beginning of the practice. And to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your mind and to your body. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you again so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, please do me a big favor, a birthday favor, and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Maybe you want to say happy birthday. And yeah, if you want to be notified when another video comes out, just hit that bell. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.